Hi, I'm Eric Shaw, and this is the Big Happy Day Yoga video series. Today I want to take a chapter from yoga history and look at the Bhagavad Gita, which is arguably the primary source text for yoga, aside from the Yoga Sutras. They're kind of paired together. The interesting thing about the Bhagavad Gita is that it was composed about the same time as the Yoga Sutras. There's a little scholarly debate about this, but most people say it was composed around the 2nd century of the Common Era, after the birth of Christ. And what we see in the Gita is an approach to yoga philosophy which diverges greatly from the Yoga Sutras. The Yoga Sutras is a text which attempts to speak to what's called the Shramana, the striver, the yogi who has given up everything else in his life and has taken the doctrine of karma so seriously that he doesn't want to do anything but transform his relationship on the world so that when he's reborn, he will be reborn as a god or a saint, but he will get out of the cycle of death and life and rebirth. But the Bhagavad Gita is a book for the householder. It's for the everyday person who's enjoying a life just like you and me, who doesn't plan to run off to a cave and devote his whole life to practices to transform himself, but would like to evolve in this lifetime. The Gita's approach, then, is not like that of the Yoga Sutras. It's not a strict manual which involves merely higher practices, and it's not framed in a way that would fail to provoke interest from an everyday reader. So if you go out and you decide that, you want to study the roots of the tradition, the Bhagavad Gita is a really good place to start because it's a short text, it's a lively text, and unlike the sutras, it has a drama in which the teachings are unfolded. It's the story of Arjuna, which means the white or the pure, and Krishna, which means the dark. Krishna is the Lord, and he is also the chariot driver. So he's an incarnation of the divine who comes into human form. He's a king, and he's on the side of Arjuna, who is another king, who's fighting a bunch of brothers. They go out in the middle of this battle when it's about to start, and Arjuna has an existential crisis. He doesn't know why he's doing what he's doing. He wants to give up his duty. And that's the beginning of this dialogue. In the course of this dialogue, what we see is Krishna instructing Arjuna on how to follow the yoga path, but not in the strict way that we find in the sutras, but in a way that is more generous and open, a way that allows him to live his normal life, but to do it in such a way that it becomes divine by sacrificing all of his acts for a higher goal, sacrificing all of his acts to the divine. And we call that practice karma yoga, the yoga of action. The other side of it is bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion. So bhakti yoga, karma yoga, the two primarily defined yogas in the Bhagavad Gita, are a yoga for the householder, for the everyday yogi like you and me, not the Shramana, not the striver, not someone who's giving up regular life for the path. So the Bhagavad Gita is a text that agrees with life as we already live it, an easy text to understand and to master, and one that I recommend that you read at some point along your journey. My name is Eric Shaw. Blessings on your yoga path.